I'm here on A-Site Mirage, and I've got some Retake Nades for you. We are going to get in the corner just outside of market. We're going to aim right on the bottom right of this window, and a jump throw will give us a palace smoke. Once again, we're going to get in this corner outside of market and see this reddish dot right here. You're going to do a jump throw, and that will smoke right between firebox and default. If you come right here under this flower pot and you aim right at the top of this window, doing a jump throw, you get a nice ramp smoke. Another smoke you can throw from this corner is for Tetris. So we're going to look for this dot right here. Could be a little tricky to find. And we're going to match the top of this little antenna. And if you do a nice jump throw, you get you a smoke that lands right on Tetris. This can be really useful from CT, and it also blocks off sandwich. And our final smoke from this corner. The top of this blue building right here and this middle pillar we're going to line up. We're going to do another jump throw. So just like that. Doesn't have to be too perfect. We're going to do a jump throw. Land right in the middle of sight. And this is perfect for if you're retaking CT. Again, it cuts off a lot of angles and gives you some stuff to work around. And if you know the bomb's planted in one of these spots, it can also be a little sneaky like that. Or even right here. Moving over to this corner in CT, if you put your -1 right on the tip of this antenna, right like so, do a jump throw, we got another nice ramp smoke. Once again in this corner, if you put your -2 right on this pipe sticking out, I'll show you something like that, do a jump throw. You get a slight smoke / firebox smoke that again just gives you less angles to worry about, and if the bomb's planted default, it'll be nice as well. Lastly, from this corner, see this little guy sticking up off the roof. If you put your -3 on that, just like so, and another jump throw. So far every smoke's been a jump throw. You'll get another middle of sight smoke. Again, cutting angles to ramp and Tetris. Be really helpful to get you out of CT. Do keep in mind if you're throwing a smoke like this or that if you have teammates from stairs or jungle, it could affect how they're playing too. If you end up farther up, closer to this trash can, here are some smokes you can throw. First one, off this left corner of the board here. Just throw it normally. And it's going to do really similar stuff to that last one and just give you some space to work with. It does expand a little bit here, but you can play around it. This is a slightly different variation, so right in the middle of these cylinders and again on the board, normal throw. This one won't spread as much to the right, and it'll give you more cover from stairs, which can be nice, but it may leave some gaps over this and you might be able to see Tetris. So pick which one you like better. A third smoke from the same area is you're going to come up right in between the cylinders and on the board again, and this will smoke off your close triple here. It's great if the last player's connector or something like that. You can get over here, defuse the bomb, or just use it to cross the site. Over here by the trash can, if you're stuck in this corner, you can throw a flash with the double click, so left and right mouse button. Just kind of throw it between this corner and here, something like that. They'll get up over the wall, and a lot of these angles will be flashed back here. If you find yourself in this corner, we can actually throw a Molly Tetris. So we're going to line up the side of ticket booth with this vertical line. Doesn't need to be perfect, but just don't make sure it's something like that or that, because your Molly's going to end up over here. So line those together, and then we're going to aim right here on the antenna, so not at the end, not where these parts meet, but kind of right in the middle. And the hardest part about this is it's just a quick run throw. If you hold run too long, it's going to bounce out and maybe not even land. So you got to practice this one for sure. On this side of CT over by ticket, you can throw in, this is a normal throw. You're gonna aim at the lighter part right here. You can bounce off a flash. That's alright. It doesn't get deeper angles, as you can see. It doesn't get the deepest. So if you're worried about that and you want a little bit more, aim at this lower light spot. That'll come out farther and get some more angles. If you come over to this back corner by jungle, you can throw a ramp smoke by either lining up your -2 with where the shadows cross right here, right in the middle, or you can look at this and then right where this little beam comes up and hits the top. So I'll show you that. So I can line up those two things, and you can see it kind of puts the -2 right there as well. I often throw a smoke right here just to cover this area to help me get out, either when they're taking A or when there's a retake. But a way to actually throw this smoke without being exposed, so you're going to come up here right where the shadow hits the top, and you're going to look at the top or the bottom of that beam. We're going to line up just like that. It should look something like this, and then a jump throw. Fortunately, it has to be a jump throw to actually get it over the building, so it takes a while to pop. It's really the biggest downfall. This gives you a lot of protection coming out of jungle. You can really narrow down the angles you actually have to face. I will say it can be a little bit iffy if someone tries to play through the smoke, especially if they hear you run past. So just be mindful of that. Some more mollies you can throw are from this cubby. You're going to just set yourself up so there's a little bit of a gap here that you can throw things through. You can be peeked from Tetris, so just be mindful of that. If you throw this first one up here somewhere, kind of above this little ledge on that tower, you get this Tetris molly. And if you throw one kind of even with this line where the wall changes color, you get a sandwich molly. I'd say the sandwich molly is probably a little more helpful since the Tetris one won't spread all the way over to the boxes. If you get in this back corner or you get stuck here, you just kind of look at this droopy part of the wall, jump throw. It's an okay flash, nothing amazing, but it does hit a lot of different angles. Even somebody, if they know you're on the left side and they're holding this, you'll get hit palace, and most of sight will get hit as well, including ramp. Now for our cat players or B players retaking from mid. Come on down here, get yourself wedged. You aren't too visible from connector, but of course they could push. If you see this little nub here that's kind of holding onto the wire, come down to the lower bar, do a jump throw. That'll be a palace smoke. Get yourself in the same corner, and we're going to be looking at, so this little slanted piece, we're going to be looking at the middle of that and the right side of this. If you come right here under window and you aim right at the corner of this little ledge sticking out, do a jump throw, you'll get a nice ramp smoke for your retake. If you find yourself stairs, you can throw a flash like this right here on the white line. Jump throw, get you a decent flash, except it's very loud. That bounce off the wall is loud. If you throw a double click flash just above this beam, works a little bit better, and it's harder to dodge since they don't hear that sound. Okay, those are all the retake nades you need to know to retake a site Mirage. Let me know what you want to see next. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace and have a good one.